January 2020, my daughter was eating dirt out of her own backyard, and I was worried about all the little things that she could touch. All the fertilizer, all the weed killer, all the pesticides, all the things that I was putting down, and that's when everything changed. I knew I could develop a formulation that would make her environment safe in her own backyard, so I could encourage her to enjoy nature and keep her safe from synthetic chemicals. And this not only helped my kids, but my pets too, as my dog would eat grass and plants and other things that are touching those chemicals, as well as go out there and step in them and then lick their paws. I even happened to watch one day as we were sitting in our backyard and our neighbor had a pest control company come by and spray for mosquitoes, and they're wearing a full hazmat fit suit with a respirator, and they didn't even ask me with my young children and my pet that were already in our yard to leave the area. There's a better way, and I created it. Synthetic fertilizer acts like fast food for your plants. It feeds your plants just specific nutrients: the nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. 3 things: macronutrients: nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. And then they feed it at such a quantity that if some washes off, so up to 50%, sometimes even 60% wash away of that synthetic fertilizer and goes into our water systems, that 50% then kills everything else in the soil and just feeds it directly to your plants. Now, when you look at your own health, there's a lot more to your body, right? You could eat a Big Mac every day. It's got the fats, the proteins, and the carbs. That's what your body needs. But that's not what makes you healthy. You have to have all the other vitamins. You have to have all the other pieces to help, the whole foods, the probiotics, all of that stuff to make your body healthy. And so do plants. There is more soil microbes in a teaspoon than there are people on the planet, and they all have a special thing that they do, or multiple special things that they do, and they also interact together to do even more special things, just like people. And there's so many cool things, from little fertilizer factories. The little microbes can act like fertilizer factories where they pull nitrogen out of the air and feed it to the plants when they need nitrogen. And the cool part about those little fertilizer factories is they don't create waste. They don't create 50% of the fertilizer that washes away. It doesn't end up in our water systems. It stays right at the plant roots and in your plants right where you need them. And so it becomes so much more effective for those microbes to work if they're given the proper environment. Now, synthetic chemicals, synthetic fertilizers kill off those soil microbes. They are too intense for them. You can use them in much lower quantities, but then they become less effective because then you're not having that extra bit that you do need if they're going to wash away. And they're also salt-based, or a lot of them are salt-based, and those salts can build up over time, not only killing the microbes, but then they start to kill the plants that they're supposed to be keeping alive. So as those salts build up, there's nowhere for them to go until it rains or it washes, and you need to really soak the plants and let them run for a while to wash away those salts so that your plants continue to thrive. Otherwise, you'll just continue to need more synthetic fertilizer over time as you go, because you have killed off the plant's support system, made them unhealthy, and so they need more of that to survive. It's kind of like if you're struggling to get healthy and lose weight, and so you put on all sorts of medicine to make you feel better. That's kind of the same sort of thing you're doing. And you can see this in like lawns. When you put down too much nitrogen in spring, it actually creates weaker plants that then get attacked by pests and bugs and disease later on. And so this is sometimes what happens is you end up getting the fertilizer in the beginning, and then you end up getting the pesticides and the weed killers and the fungicides from that same company later on, because you need to fix the problems that the fertilizer created for you. And so then that's the medicine that you need to fix all these sorts of problems. Now, there is a place for everything. There are certain times when you might need a boost of a synthetic fertilizer, or you may have an out-of-control disease or fungus or something where you need a fungicide. But the idea is that you get back to normal, natural health healthy growing that has become unnormal.